Hi everybody. Do you know that I'm making videos at my house? Some of the videos that Mrs. Young and I made were made at school, but guess what? If no kids can go to school, no teachers can go to school either. So I'm in my dining room. So before I eat dinner, I'm going to have to stop making the videos so I can get the table ready. So today we're going to talk about the alphabet, and the question behind me on my little board back there, it says, do you have an A in your name? So I have two names. One of my names is Cimaroosti, and Cimaroosti has an A in it. And then when I was a little girl, my mom called me Amy, and Amy starts with an A too. And so I would say, yes, I do have an A in my name. How about you? Sometimes you'll see people write an A like this. So that's the capital A. And then there's a lowercase or a little a. It looks different, doesn't it? That little a, it kind of reminds me of a circle. And then it has that little stick on the side. So a capital A and a lowercase a. I'm going to read you a story about Kipper. And the man who wrote this story and made the pictures, his name is Mick Inkpen. Do you think that's a real name, Mick Inkpen? Sometimes authors or illustrators will make up kind of a silly name that they can use for writing books. I wonder if Mick Inkpen is one of those kinds of silly names. So this is Kipper's A to Z. And if you ever have seen Kipper on TV or read a book, Kipper is this dog in the middle. So let's see what happens in Kipper's A to Z. Kipper is saying, even before the book starts, he says, "We won't need you until much later." Mick Inkpen's Kipper's A to Z, an alphabet adventure. This is Kipper, his little friend Arnold, and Arnold has found an ant. A is for ant and Arnold. Ooh, there's a little teeny ant. If I put it really close, can you see it? A for ant, A for Arnold. What letter comes next after A? B. B is for box, and bzzz. They put the ant in the box, and they followed the bumblebee. Ooh, listen to that word, bumblebee. Two bees in bumblebee. It flew away. Let's find something beginning with C, said Kipper. But the caterpillar had already found them. C is for crawly, caterpillar. Oh, I see a caterpillar here. If I move the book closer, do you see a caterpillar anywhere else? Do you see one on Kipper's tail? That must have been a surprise for him. D is for duck. Duck, said Arnold. The duck was too big to fit in Arnold's box. And so was the enormous elephant. E is for empty. Oh, there's little tiny words that say, where is the ant? Uh-oh. They had put the ant in the box, but E is for empty. It's not there anymore. The frog would have to fit in Arnold's box, but Kipper couldn't catch it. It was too fast. F is for frog, and F is for fast. Arnold was still wondering where the ant had gone when a little green grasshopper jumped straight into his box. Good, said Kipper. G is for grasshopper. G is also for good. H is for hill and happy. They skipped all the way to the top of Big Hill and down the other side. Arnold found another interesting insect. He opened his box and put the interesting insect inside. I is for insect. Ooh, interesting. Insect inside. All words that start with I. Is it my turn yet? No, not yet. Do you know when the zebra's going to get his turn? They went home for a glass of juice. Arnold helped himself to some jam, too. J is for juice and a bit of jam, too. Kipper couldn't think of anything that begins with K. Can you think of anything? K is for, let me see if it gives me a clue. is for Kipper. L was easy. Outside there were lots of ladybugs. Lots and lots. Arnold put one in his box. L is for lots of ladybugs. Ooh, they look so cute. Arnold found some little muddy mountains. He was so busy playing that he didn't even notice the mole. M is for mole and mud. Do pigs like mud? They sure do. Is it my turn now, said the zebra. Not now, said Kipper. You don't begin with N. N is for no, not now. Arnold climbed on the swing. O is for on. And then he fell off again. O is for on and off. And O is for oops. Arnold was upset. He sat up, puffing and panting. He was a little pink. So Kipper took him to his favorite place, the pond. P is for puff and pant, pink and pond. Ooh, Kipper is a good friend. Quack, 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 quack. Is that Arnold's aunt? Quack, 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 quack. Q is for quiet. And quack, of course. It started to rain. Rain and rain. R is for rainbow. You got it. They splashed home through puddles. S is for splish, splosh, splash, and 6 squishy slugs. At home, Kipper got out his toys. T is for toys. Oh, I see my favorite animal on this page. I'll move it close. Guess which one is my favorite? It's an animal that is black and white, has wings and a beak. If you guessed penguin, you're right. That's my favorite. I don't know what begins with U, said Kipper. Oh, he said, I do know what begins with U, said Kipper. Umbrella. They played under the umbrella while the rain poured down outside. U is for under the umbrella. V is for V is very, very hard, said Kipper. Do you think we could find a volcano? Arnold shook his head. So they made a picture of one instead. V is for volcano. Wow. Do you know what is spouting out the top of the volcano? Lava. I wonder if you could make a picture of volcanoes. The rain stopped. They looked out the window to see what they could see for W. W is for wiggly worm. Oh, and window. And Kipper says to the zebra, not long now. But what begins with X? Kipper thought and thought and thought. He thought of a box which ends with X, and he thought of socks which doesn't. I know, he said suddenly. Kipper picked up the interesting insect. X is for zugglybug. Do you think there's really a zugglybug? I think Mick Inkpen made that word up. It must be my turn by now, said the zebra. Is it my turn? Is it? Y is for yes. So the zebra stood in the middle of the page, and we all said, Z is for zebra. Oh, and listen to this. Zzz. And for Arnold's little zoo, too. Did you see on my board, I had the question, do you have an A in your name? And then the word on that side says yes. The word on this side says no. Y for yes and for no. That was in Mick Inkpen.